Hello, everybody, and welcome to Purgatory. We have Almost Lemonade member Derek here. And Derek, you're the first person to ever appear on the same podcast twice in Almost Lemonade history. So, congratulations on that milestone.
Thank you. And if I could put it into one word, I'd say happy.
Happy, happy, very happy. We're happy to have you. And if you
Oh,
could tell us a little bit about who you'll be playing today in Purgatory.
well, it's really just something that I've been just workshopping in my head for hours. This has been a grueling process for me. Really, his name really has some Greek influence with it.
Hmm?
It's a lot, but his name is Euro, like Gyro.
Hmm.
Mm, like some people say like the food, and I say, yeah, you're right. So his name is Euro. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It brings a tear to my eye. So his name's Euro, and his last name is of course gonna be Cox. So it's this character who's just been so magnificent, except his one his one backdrop a little bit is just like he gets bothered by very loud noises. Like
Oh,
it's just this thing.
yeah.
And I guess like he was kind of a good guy during his life. Like he actually ran a hot dog stand. Um it's really good in New York. He was on Fifth and Third, so it was really good for him. Um but it just yeah, and I guess we'll figure out what happens to him.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you
Yeah.
change your name to Eurocox. While you do that, for anybody who is new to the series, uh, I have on here a list of things that were randomized, of things that Euro will love and hate, things that they have done throughout their life, and also how they died, unless we naturally improvise a funnier way of how they died. So let's see what Euro's life was like and where they end up.
Let's dive deep into the waters of why don't we just get this started?
Time for a lunch break. Oh, okay. I ran out of time for my lunch break. Next, please. Next. Oh, oh my. Are you okay?
Me?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Oh no, I'm great. No, I'm I'm good. I must be the season. uh well,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome. This is Purgatory, so I get to figure out where you go in the afterlife and talk to you about your life and your choices. Um, so uh tell me the story of your life. Like what have you done? And just kind of, the general summary.
oh, well, absolutely. Well, it's the nicest question anyone's ever asked me, really. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Just not in the city. A lot of people think it's in the city. No, 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 no. I grew up like an hour out, but it's a lot easier to say. But yeah, no, I studied business when I was young, and then now I yeah, I don't do it anymore. But I used to run a little hot dog startup at Fifth and Third in New York. Yeah, that was pretty good. It was going fine, except I don't know. They started raising the prices on those Costco dogs, which I thought they weren't gonna do, but apparently they caught wind of me reselling, so maybe I'm not such a good guy. Um, but yeah, no, I ended up on fifth and third. I would sell at least three a day, so like business was booming for me. And then like even on the cold days, I would just kind of go underneath the cart and use that as like my blanket. So like I really rent was covered, honestly. And yeah, and then pretty much just one day I was just going about my business and then it all turned to black. And then I don't know. I thought somebody just put a bag over my head for fun, but I just, it's not like the good old days anymore. People don't do that. So I realized as soon as I started falling that it was a new situation. So
Yeah, well, there is a lot to look at in that, and a lot of other things in your life that I want to look at as well. Um, Now you talked about how you might not be a good person because of was it reselling hot dogs.
yeah, the Costco ones. Yeah.
Yeah, so how would that make you not a good person?
Well, I would take the hot dogs that are like 99, 95 cents. How much? I think they're the same price as the Arizona tea, but like um I don't know. I would take that um and basically put them in like already boiling hot dog water and that was almost vomit. Sorry. I
Were you thinking about the hot dogs?
yeah, it was one of the grossest things ever because I didn't know that water can turn green that easily. And apparently some of my I had some nice little like family heirloom rings and apparently the varnish went off in the water and I didn't know until it was too late. Anyway, I just that's not that big of a deal. I just really what happened was I would take the 99-cent dog and basically just resell it for like $2 and I when people said what was my secret recipe, I would kind of I don't know, I'm a little embarrassed to do it right now, but like I would say like I'll never tell, but like I would say it in like kind of like a sing-song voice, and then like it kind of creeped people out so they never asked again. So I yeah, I don't know. I don't feel too bad about it.
I see, I see. Well, that does explain some of the things that I've seen on your record a little bit more. Because there were
Mhm.
definitely some two things especially that I really did want to ask about. But I'm assuming it has some relation, but maybe not, so I want to ask anyways. I see here that you accidentally killed somebody.
Uh
Was that
yep.
through a hot dog or through some other means?
Oh no, I just you know when you get sick and then like your like sinuses really fill up. You don't pardon my French, but like you look like an old person, so I don't know how long it's been since you've been sick, but like
Well, I've
like
never
the
been
sinus.
sick.
Oh, okay. Would you like me to go in depth about it, or do you get the
I
gist
I
of
I
it?
can understand the gist of sickness. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, well that's good because I don't really know how it works anyway. But I do know how this part works though because I looked it up in the library. So like this the sinus gets like blocked up, and then I'm trying to sleep under my cart, and then one of my like nostrils gets plugged up, so like I can't breathe out of one of them, and it's my good nostril, like I need to breathe out of that one.
Hmm.
So I get mad, and I just need to take a pace, and then I don't know. This guy, trench coat. I didn't like him too much, so I just kind of I pushed him, and apparently pushed him into the glass, and then I don't know. He I don't know if he made it, but apparently not. I never knew. I never checked up on him, but I guess he didn't. So I don't know.
Wow.
Whoops. I
Wow.
guess. Mm.
So he just kind of you pushed him into the glass and then he just laid there, a limp corpse, and you just how long did it stay there for?
I mean, I know that they put a new glass in. Um, I don't know if they moved him or not, but I think I like I
And
don't
this
know.
was
Are you
right in front of your cart.
like a
You didn't
construction?
notice if they moved the corpse that was directly like 3 feet away from your cart.
Okay, you're right. You helped jog my memory. He was there, because that's actually it's the Aldi that I shop at,
Mm,
um,
yeah.
and they didn't really move him. And I mean, they know I did it, and everybody just kind of looked at me when I walked in, but like nobody like stopped to ask questions. They just
Mm.
replaced the glass and moved on. So like, I guess like I don't know. I shop like once a month, so I guess it took about a month.
Wow. Wow. That's very, very interesting. I also see the other thing that I wanted to talk about was actually more of a positive note. That you survived a very rare ailment. Um,
Mm,
what was that related to the sinuses? Was that something else? And how did you survive it?
mm. Okay, no, this is good because I it was back 95 and then 04. 95 was bad because that was like one of the hottest summers that we've ever had. And it turned out I got a cold. Ironic, right? I'm not the scientist here, so I don't anyway, so I just like um I guess I really fought through that. It's one of those things. I don't know. I pushed through. Not like the guy that was rough, but I pushed through the sickness because my business was dying at the time. In 95 because nobody really wants a hot dog during oh during the summer when it's the hottest time. And apparently people don't understand this new concept I brought up about cold dogs. And it's just like the whole thing was just destructive. And it's just like, I don't know. But all in all, I just took a NyQuil and the 95 turned out okay. So I survived that pretty easily. But '04 is when it got really bad when oh, what was that? Oh no, I got another cold again. That was it. So I got that cold and then um I don't know. I talked who did I talk to? Who was that? I think it was Margaret Gary Thoreau. That's who it was. I talked to her and she gave me this healing vampire repellent. And I was like, okay, we're in New York. Like there's some history there with vampires. So I decided to drink the whole thing and eat it. There were rocks at the bottom. I The whole thing was weird. I looked at the ingredients and one of the ingredients was love. So like I don't know about that one, but I mean, I ate every single rock to make sure it helped. And you know what? Not only did I get over my cold, I got over my stomach being pumped 2 months later.
Wow.
So all in all, like don't get how they gave the title of Man of Steel to Superman when they couldn't give it to me because I think I've been through a lot more than this Bruce Banner guy. Like it's I don't know. That's a bunch of hogwash, honestly.
Yeah, it does sound like you've been through a lot. And you mentioned the Man of Steel. Is this a point of contention in your life? Something that keeps reoccurring that you're angry about?
Yeah, no, I. It's one of the only things that made me consider therapy. I mean, it's like Man of Steel that doesn't exist. Okay, unless you're fully made out of steel, it doesn't exist. Like you're getting me fired up already, Gavin. I can't. it's just it's the most dumb concept ever. Like if you're made of steel, just say you're Steel Man. Okay, Man of Steel. Okay, like here's your reward. All right, like it. No one's been a mile in my shoes. Okay, not even Superman. So maybe I'm Man of Titanium. You know what? Suck on that. But I digress.
I see, I see. I didn't mean to bring up a sore subject here. I can talk about something that you love
I forgot it.
if you'd rather.
Oh, please. I There's so much love for me to give.
Yeah, I see here that you were somebody that really loved this one person named Tony. What type of love was that? And could you tell me a little bit about Tony and your relationship with him?
Yes. Hmm. Tony. Tony Barbazzo or Tony Fawn?
Tony Fawn.
Tony Fawn.
Interesting that you
I
didn't list
oh,
them first, but
there's just so many Tonys in my life. I could
was it
start
the
crying
name
about it.
Tony that you loved more so then? Because it just says that you love Tony. So is it a person or the name more so?
You know what? Now that I remember it, I did get with both Barbazzo and Fonzo. I think it's the Tony thing.
Hmm.
Um, because I mean, like, you think it'd be Frank, right? Because I'm making hot dogs and stuff. But no,
Yeah.
it's the Tonys, man. Like, I mean, it probably goes back to when I hosted the Tonys that one time.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I was filling out a Google form because I thought it was like one of those like research things where I could get a gift card. And turns out I just submitted myself to be a host at the Tonys. And by the time of it, it was like you associate a word with like you associate a word with this wonderful feeling. And I just like I was just so happy to be done with the Tonys that I was like, Tony, 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 oh my gosh, I'm done. And then it was like the best feeling ever. So whenever somebody named Tony came up to me, I was like, hey, I love you. And it was like it was a quarter of a chance that they would understand, and three quarters they would hit me, but man of titanium, so I'm not that. No, I thought I had a burp. I'm not that big of a deal. No, I am. Don't get so like it was like a whole thing where yeah, it was just a whole Tony thing. And sorry, I just remember it was such a big deal in my life. It just makes me giggle because this Tony, there's a restaurant right next to my Frank stop. Yeah, that was my stuff. Sorry, that was my little stop that I called it. Um, it was called Tony's, and you know what they sold? They sold those frozen Tony packet the pizzas.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
so I honestly do think it's the name,
Yeah.
and I think hold on, sorry, I'm not breaking the immersion right now, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's just
Yeah, Tony's
ah,
100% real mozzarella.
don't get me started, Gavin. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, there are, I guess you could say, worst things you could eat. Get because hot dogs. eh,
what the fuck are you talking about right now?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
You
I
haven't lived a second of my life. How dare you make fun of my business? Jesus Christ, who are you, huh?
no, I'm not saying the hot dogs are worst. I'm saying that there's there's worse things to eat than pizza.
Let's just
There's
move
also
on before
okay.
let's
I
move on before I Grinch punch you, dude.
Grinch punch? What is a Grinch punch? I
Yeah,
haven't heard that term before.
you heard me right. Yeah, Grinch punch. It's where I say bah humbug. I say bah humbug, give you a raspberry on your little tummy, and give you an uppercut.
A
Let's
very
move on before I give you
interesting
that.
combination of things there. Um, I am gonna move on before you do that to me. Uh, I I want to talk about your death for a second here. Um, and I
Ooh.
know that things just kind of went black. You felt yourself falling, and then you landed here. It does say that you
Mhm.
tried to run on ice, was the way that you died. Um, w- what made
Mhm.
you think you could survive that, is my question.
Wow. That's really telling, Gavin. That's really telling that you do not have that sense of whimsy that children have during the holidays.
Are you a
Do you
child?
think? No, no. I'm just saying, I have a joyous spirit around the Christmas time. All
Okay.
right, joyous, and so Rockefeller, right? Close to my business, I think. Um,
Yeah.
it's a holiday. It's a oh, I'm getting choked up. It's just all the whimsy is coming out of me, and it's just like oh, you just want to go skate, right? You want to
Uh-huh.
go skate. You want to go, but then you're not with the traffic. Apparently, you're going the wrong way. Everybody's going clockwise. You're going counterclockwise. I feel like a trout in the middle of a bear country, and it's not fair. I thought I had my non-slip shoes on for work. And I was
Mhm.
just it's non-slip. Like, are you kidding me? Apparently that doesn't work. And then oh god, it's all rushing back. It's all rushing back. I remember I some little girl tripped me
Oh.
and she said bah humbug. And I was like, how dare you? How dare you have that kind of Christmas spirit? You, you monster. And I said that as I was falling, and then I broke my nose. It like flattened up like that, and then a tooth like went into my chin. And I stood up because I was fine. Whimsy really carried me through, but then oh, it was bad. She tripped me again, and then all that happened again,
Uh-huh.
and then she did it one more time. How could you hate Christmas that much? She was only 6. And how many times they've retold the story of Eben, sorry, Ebenezer Scrooge.
So many
He had
times.
a comeback story, but this little girl didn't. She wanted me dead.
Well, I guess she did get her Christmas wish in that you are now dead from that.
Yeah.
So were your final words on Earth screaming at a 6-year-old girl?
Yes. And my memory is a bit faded, but can you remind me what I said again?
Yeah, I remember you said, "How could you say that to me, you little bitch? I hope that your mother has an affair on your father."
Yeah, I do remember that. And I do remember I was saying that as I was falling. So it was very quick.
Yeah, it was very fast. And it was very just crass, I think, is the word I'm looking for there.
I mean, did people say Aristotle went too far? Did people say did people say that Sir Isaac Newton went too far? I mean, don't discredit geniuses when they're gone.
So where would you put yourself on that geniusness?
Okay, we're doing this. Okay. Before I met my end, which was way too soon. Okay. Um, I took an IQ test the day before. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I got. It was a crisp. It was a crisp 80. Got that 80? I I knew since I was born I was not like everybody else.
So,
That's why I decided to sell hot dogs.
so do you think that that is a passing grade?
I think that's a grade for Harvard educators.
So, an IQ test goes up to 200.
Mm,
So you got less than 50% on it. I believe the average is around 95.
so you see, not everybody is 50%. Look at that. You think you think any average Joe would just not even think about that? I thought about that.
You did think about it, um,
Hmm.
and I'm sorry for discrediting you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
that's still under the average by 15 points.
We're
Um,
still on this average thing.
but average is boring, and you, sir, are anything but boring.
Yeah. I mean, like Katniss from the one games. Just tied it up with a nice bow. It's good. That's real good.
You know what? Sure, I'll let you have it. Um, now you see here, I only have so much time to conduct these interviews. We're on a very tight schedule here at Purgatory. So
And then,
we have about a minute left. Could you tell me what you would like to see in an afterlife and why you believe you deserve that afterlife?
mhm. um, may I put it in a? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it.
Okay. Uh-huh. You have 40 seconds now. You now have 30 seconds.
Let's run that back one more time.
Oh, you thought that worked well. Okay. Yeah, you have 10 more seconds to tell me and pitch your heaven to me. I'm so sorry, but we are now out of time.
If that didn't sell you, I do not know what will.
Well,
Really.
you know, it was a very interesting pitch, um, mostly because you could barely hear static in the background for most of it, and only glimpses of what you were actually trying to pitch me. Um, but also the fact that it was so impersonal is an interesting tactic. Now, I'm just gonna take a stab in the dark at what I think you would enjoy and what I think by virtue you would not enjoy then. Um, so you lived a life. Um, it was a little underwhelming, to be honest, compared to some of the other people I have talked to. You did kill a man. Now, by accident, yes, but it could have easily been prevented, and you didn't show empathy in checking up on him. Um,
He's dead. So sorry. I hate people who interrupt. So
yeah, uh-huh, me too. And you also did, your final words were calling a 6-year-old girl a bitch. Um,
guilty.
you did run a business, um, which depending on which employee you get can get you positive or negative points, but I'll put it as more of a neutral here. Um, but I'm not sure you did much good for anyone. However, I don't think you necessarily had the means to do a lot of good. Um, I think that for you, your afterlife should be in a world where everybody enjoys cold dogs on Christmas. However, everybody in that world is a 6-year-old girl who's saying bah humbug, but they love your cold dogs.
Mm.
I think that's a
Well,
good, just neutral ground for you. You got some positives, you got some negatives. Um, and I think that that's a kind of special sort of purgatory for your own life.
I yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't know if you feel it, but I feel that connection now. It's right there. It's plain as day. You can cut it with a knife, and it's there. So
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
add
No,
another
no.
rule um,
Mm.
to this because I haven't confirmed it, but I have a nose and I see how you're acting. Uh, you're not gonna be, you're not gonna have access to weed in that world either. I don't know how you came to Purgatory High, um, but you're gonna be sober throughout this entire experience.
Well, Gavin, that sounds like hell on earth for me. So I'm ready.
All right.